Hey guys, this is Mr. Bishop here, and today what I wanted to show you is how to use Google My Maps to make your own map. And so today what we're going to do is make our own Washington State maps. So if you just kind of follow along with me as I go through on the screen, I'm going to show you the basic steps for how we do this. I'm not going to do an entire map filled in with tons of different places, just going to put a couple on there so I can show you some of the basic features here. So first of all, you're going to go to Google Maps right here. And you're going to click on the Create a New Map button. Okay, so I'm going to click on that, and as you can see, I have a few here already. So now this is going to open up a map of basically it's the whole world. So we can go anywhere and we can make a map of anything. But what we're going to focus on in our class is Washington State. So what I'm going to first of all do is go up here to where it says Untitled Map, and we're going to give that a name. So I'm going to say Mr. Bishop's Washington State map. And for a description here, it can be something really brief. Doesn't have to be too wordy or anything, but something brief to give your audience or the people that are going to view it an idea of what it's about. So I'm just going to put in, come explore the state of Washington with me and learn about some of the cool places in our state. Okay, so I'm going to save that. So now I have the title and I have the description. Okay, so over here this looks a little confusing, but you have different layers that you can work with. Okay, so what a layer is basically like a category or a topic. So we're going to have two layers in ours. We're going to have important places. Those are places that everyone's going to have. And then we're going to have interesting places. Okay? So I'm going to rename this by clicking on it, and I'm going to do important places to start. Okay? So now what I want to do is I want to focus on Washington State. So I can either go up in the search bar here and type in Washington, USA, and click it, or I can just zoom in on the state. I'm just going to click it. So it's going to zoom in on it for me right here. Okay, so there's Washington State. So in all of our important places, there are specific ones that I said that I wanted you to find. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to look for the Space Needle. So I don't want you just spending a ton of time, zooming in and going through and trying to figure out exactly where is the Space Needle. What you're going to do is you're going to type in Space Needle right here and go to that top one. You might have to explore a little bit, but you'll generally, so you can see right there, Space Needle, it says it right on the screen. So what I can do now that I'm at the Space Needle, is I can click on this and I'm going to add it. Okay, so I just added that to my important places. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is using my mouse, I'm going to zoom out, although I think you can also do it here by clicking on this minus button. So I'm going to zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. You'll see that it's pretty far zoomed in right now, but you can see that now that has sort of a little flag there on the Space Needle. But we're not just going to stop there, because what we're going to do now is we're going to click on that. I'm going to get rid of this detail because I don't need all this random stuff on there. I'm going to remove that. And I'm going to click on this edit button. So what I want to do now is I want to put it in a description for what the Space Needle is. So if you know a lot about the Space Needle, you can put in something on your own. But for this assignment too, if you want to, you can also open a new tab. Type in something like Space Needle. Okay. And then I can see right off to the side, there's a Space Needle, and here is a little description of it. So I'm even just going to copy and paste. So I'm going to hold down Control and click C. And then I'm going to go back over to my map, and I'm going to do Control V to paste that in. Okay? So now what I have is I have the Space Needle and a description, but I also want to add in a picture. So I'm going to click this image or camera button here. Okay? Now there's a lot of options. Oh my gosh, it seems so overwhelming. I just want you to go to Google Image Search. Super easy. You can type in Space Needle, You're going to click search, and you're going to find a photo that represents the Space Needle in the way that you want it to be represented. So maybe if you're really into the Seahawks, you might type in Space Needle Seahawk flag, or you might see one there. Click it. Or you want one of a sunset, or you want one with the moon. I like the moon one, so I'm going to click on that. Actually, as cool as that is, it's a little hard to see the actual Space Needle. So I'm going to go back up, and I'm going to do this dark one, but I think it's perfect because it's illuminated, meaning that it's lit up, so you can see that a lot better. So now, when I go to the Space Needle, I'm able to see the description and the picture, which is super cool. For our assignment, I said you have to add at least one picture, but you can add up to 3 for each one. The last thing that I'm going to do on the Space Needle, just because I want it to be really looking cool, is I'm going to go to Style here, and I'm going to change the icon, because right now it's just this kind of boring icon that will just auto-generate every time you make a new one. I want it to be unique and specific to Space Needle. So I'm going to click on More Icons, and what I like to do instead of looking through here and straining my eyes is I just go up to Filter, and for this one I'm going to type in City. I'll type in City, and see right there I can see a little building that says City or Downtown. I'm just going to go with the City one, hit OK, exit out, and now you'll see that's changed my icon to this cool city here. Okay, so far I have the Space Needle in my important places. So then also for this assignment, I said that I want you to put in, I think, at least 3 interesting places. So places in Washington State that are interesting to you. You might know of a certain spot that you've been to before, or a spot that you've always wanted to go. You might do a little extra research. So I might go over to the side here and do interesting places in Washington State. Just educate ourselves a little bit, right? And so I see, here's some cool ones: Mount Rainier, Pike Place Market, Museum of Pop Culture. You can click to see even more, and then you just do some browsing through. So this looks really cool, the Chihuly Garden and Glass. North Cascades National Park. Let's try that one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my other layer. Okay? So I'm going to add another layer, and I'm going to title this one Interesting Places. Save that. So now I'm going to click on Interesting. I'm going to make sure that I'm in Interesting Places. I think I'm going to uncheck this right now because I want to make sure that it goes into Interesting Places only. So what was that called? North Cascades National Park. So now I'll go back here, North Cascades, and look, right at the top, boom. So now I'm going to click on there, and see, it's put it right where it needs to go. I'm going to add it to my map, and now it's in Interesting Places. But again, I don't want all this kind of random information here, so I'm going to remove that. So now what I can do is I can edit this, put in a description. So let's do North Cascades National Park. Okay. And so I can see here it's a national park. So I'm even just going to write in this little address bar and then just copy it. The North Cascades National Park is a park in Washington State that features rugged mountains, glaciers, and beautiful forests. I'm going to copy this, either right click and copy or just do Control C. And then I'll paste it in here. And if you want to learn more, then you can click on there, and it will probably take you to a website if you can find it. I'm actually going to go back here because I think there was a website for it. Here it is. And if you want to learn more about it here, then that's a really cool thing to do, and that's really what I encourage you to do so that you're actually learning about these places that you're going to. So I can see there's backcountry hiking, there's camping, so I'm going to add that. Features, this is a wonderful place to go camping, assuming you have all the right gear. Okay, so now I'm going to save that. I'm going to go to the picture. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do North Cascades National Park. National Park. And I see some really cool pictures here. And yep, I can tell that's North Cascades National Park. I'm going to select that. And now that should pop up. Every once in a while, it might take a little bit of time to get there, but you just have to be patient. So I'm going to save that. And then again, I'm going to go to my style here. And I'm going to go to more icons. I'm going to type in park. Let's see what happens. Oh, perfect. Look at that. I got a tree, conifer tree. I love it. And I'm going to hit OK. Exit out. And see now, you see I have my tree there. So I've got my tree. And you'll see that I don't have the Space Needle anymore. That's just because I temporarily unchecked this so that I knew that I was going to be putting the national park into the interesting places. But if you check it again, then you'll see it'll pop back up. Okay, so that's how we're going to do that. So one other thing that I want to show you, though, and this is just a personal preference. I don't have a preference for you for what you need to do. But if you go to Base Map, you can change what the terrain looks like and how it's shown on here. So this is a really realistic view of what it looks like topographically. So this is a terrain view. This is simple atlas, mono city. So it kind of depends. Some of these I don't really like. I like probably just sticking with map because I think that's pretty good and I like the coloration there. So that is how we do that. So you can preview it by clicking preview. That'll open up another tab. And then you'll be able to kind of see what it looks like. So you can click on the different ones and see how it shows it up all nice and cool. Shows your description, shows your picture, shows the title, all that good stuff. Well, thanks everyone. This is Mr. Bishop. Thanks for watching my video, and I hope you guys have fun with this. Bye.